live. We are live. Sorry for the late start. Getting to the gym a little bit later than I wanted to today. So, starting a little later than I want. That's alright. It's Tuesday. Market is down 2%. 2% Tuesday. And I hope y'all had a great weekend. Happy late MLK Day. I thought about streaming, but I was very busy, so I did not get around to it. Did not quite get to it. It happens, though, you know. All right, market though continuing to downtrend, and I mean, look how far we've come since Friday. Jeez, huge gap down. I think a lot of that has to do with tariffs and whatnot going on. Trump thinking about taking over Greenland. I don't really know. Something like that. I know it's coming down to tariffs and geopolitical events, basically. So that is why we are just dumping today and continuing to dump. I made one pretty good hedge trade today. I got in at 8 out of 18. And I'm actually holding two bad hedges right now. Let's see. One at 2 and 3, one at 1 and 2. They expired tomorrow, and I'm about break even on the day because my one really good trade. So I'm contemplating on letting this run or holding overnight just in case there's another crazy move to the downside. But it would have to be really, really bad because this put is a 640. So that is what I was able to buy with the small buying power I had left. So, you know, it'd probably be smarter just to cut losses on that. And I got it at 3 and it's only 2. So very small loss. I was break even almost immediately. And so pretty safe play there. Low risk situation. But just kind of waiting for this move to continue. And where will we hit support? Well, see, we'd hit 670 and probably bounce well before 640. That's the support I'll be watching for probably. 675 should be decent. Between 673 and 675 should be decent support. And I don't think there has been a ton of... There's previously a gap from 673 to 670. So, yeah, I think once we break 673, assuming we do, and there probably isn't much more action after that, we'd probably see a pretty aggressive move from 673 to 670. That will set up for a nice put position. So be prepared for that. Once we come knocking on 673's door, Grim Reaper style, it's going to be probably pretty fast. No guarantee, but there is a good chance. I need some freaking water. Some agua, man. Before I start sounding froggy. Like a... Oh my gosh. Can't reach it. Struggle's real. Struggle's real. It is currently 56.2 degrees in here. Yeah. That's why I have the hood on. I mean, I always feel comfy in a hood, but I try to take it off for the stream. Not trying to be mysterious or anything. But I guess it doesn't really matter. No one really gives a shit. Hopefully it's not too early to swear. Sorry if there's any children watching. I highly doubt it. That'd be crazy. A little 7-year-old Timmy just trying to learn how to trade options. Gotta respect that though. So VIX still on the rise. Pretty interesting. I did not think it was going to continue. You know, this morning it gapped up because of that gap down, and then it just kind of held on. So typically what you'll see with VIX is inversing the market, and what you'll see a lot of traders do is short the VIX once it starts to get to some key levels, and we'll take a quick look at those. Once we start hitting, you know, I mean, right now is even kind of a key level to short. I guarantee people are starting to load up on their VIX puts right now. because as you can see, it comes straight back down every time. It's just a matter of time when it does. It's usually pretty quick though. So down to 15. So if you bought something far out that expires in a month, 2 months, a year, something like that would be a safe play. But more than likely, you know, if you bought a $17 VIX put a few months out, there's a great chance it goes, you know, in the money and beyond, to infinity and beyond. But if it does continue, you know, better opportunities up here. But you can see it always comes back down. And I don't remember what the hell happened on April. Probably won't be hard to figure out if you really wanted to. But yeah, that's a way you can use VIX and play the VIX if you've never traded it. And again, typically it inverses the market, but not always. So don't put all your money on that. Just know that it's just another thing that can line up in your favor if it is inversing it. Just another sign. So it looks like we might continue to the downside. I don't know how much more steam the market has. Already down 2% on SPY. Q 2.18. IWM 1.2. It looked like IWM really wanted to recover this morning. Look at that. It was looking much stronger than some of the other stocks. But if you look at the 15-second chart, let me scoot over here. The 15-second chart right here. I wish I could point really good like a weatherman. Probably could if I oh, there we go. Left hand. If you look at the 15-second chart right here, watch that baby break support. Let's see. I need to update my screen over here, I think. Is it froze? Oh, of course, right when I'm trying to do something. Let me reset the capture. Okay. Anyways, where was I? If you look right here, watch for support to break on the 15-second chart. Right there. These are some key levels. Dang. I need to adjust my screen. I could be the weatherman of stock trading. Just wait. You guys were here for the inception of it. But if you watch for support right here, some key levels we're watching at the moment, we could break. And if we break, we'll continue. And where will we land? Probably 676, 675. If you scroll on over to the left, you can see where that support's coming. Right here, pretty steady line. Maybe just for shits and gigs, let's draw a horizontal line right there too. At 677. Basically right where we're at. Seems to be a relatively key level. Maybe 676, 75 to give it a little wiggle room. You can see we've bounced off that level before. And that's kind of the top of what was once a gap up. So I'll leave it about right there. But that support's looking weak. So we'll see how well it holds up. We shall see. Will it break today? I don't know. Volume's at 84 million. That's above average. It's usually around 60 right now, 65. Recently, I think the average daily volume is around 75. So we have exceeded that, not by a ton, but we have. So the market could be kind of juiced out for the day. We'll see. And this, we're going to change that to red because that's going to be resistance for now. Scrolling back over. Let's zoom out a little bit. Do a little bit more TA while we're here. You can see we broke out to the downside of this. And I was telling you guys, we typically break out within the last 30% of the wedge. So that's, that's pretty spot on. If you were to draw these two lines until they meet at a point, approximately here, I'd say that's close to about where you'd expect it to happen. So no surprise. Support got weak, resistance got strong here at 695. Next thing you know, there's a little bad news. or what could be perceived as bad, just the thought of tariffs or whatever is going on. I don't really know. Maybe I should get an update on that. But if you look on the news tab, you can see it's all over the place. But that's basically what it's all about. Greenland. I don't remember if I said Greenland earlier. For some reason, I feel like I said something really wrong. I probably said Greenland. I don't know. I'm a little tired. But yeah, you can see where we're headed though. 670 could come soon. Could come soon. If 673 breaks, that move to 670 will be fast. Will be fast. Almost. I'm almost certain of it. I'd say we have a good 70% chance. I'm not a financial advisor, but you know, if things line up, I would say the move from 673 to 670 is a quick one. Just throwing that out there. I really should start cutting these clips and, you know, posting them once they come true, because it happens so often, and then I'm like, you know, I should have just edited that, threw it out there. But damn, it takes a lot of time to do it all. It really does. So we have a half hour left in the market. Going strong. Going strong. Thank you guys so much for being here, though. I greatly appreciate it. Please smash that like button if you haven't already. And please subscribe if you're new here. I'm still editing the next challenge video. I need to get on that, man. Just so busy with everything else. So many different things going on. So many different projects and work and kids and whatnot. So it is in the progress, though. Slowly editing it. And maybe I'll have to take a day off of trading just to make sure I don't get too far ahead of myself. We'll see. Today was kind of a wash, though. Kind of a wash. Basically break even on the day. I think maybe even down $1 at the moment because of these. 1 and 2. I'll keep my eye on this one. That 640 put. I only got it at 3 if you didn't see that. So very small loss. $1, but technically a 33% down. And then this one I got this morning before I took the kids to school. And I probably should have just cut it before I left. But it looked like the market wanted to run, and I took that chance. And it's a 1 day till expire, so I had a little bit of wiggle room. But yeah, didn't quite play out. But my trade that did go well today was the 674 put, same day till expire. Once I got back, I ended up hedging this 695 call with that 674 put. And let's see what those are at now. Back to 3-4. But you can see, let's see, I got in at 1025, held it for a couple hours. 1025. Oh, 1245. The heck am I looking at? Oh, okay, first positions. Okay. I got in my put, or my hedge. Jeez, I'm all over the place. Got in my position at 12:45, and then out an hour and 5 minutes later, which is around here. 10:45. I got out. I wish the times were the same. Can I just change this? The fact that the field time is on the East Coast always throws me off. So I'm like trying to do math. And it's military time. I mean, come on. One man can only take so much. Okay, so I got in at 12:45, which would be 9:45 my time. Got in at 8, about right here. And then I got out at 13:50, which is 10:50 my time. Right here. So I got out on this peak right here. I had a stop loss take profit order as you can see. Stopped me out at 18. I think I watched it hit 20. Yeah, stopped me out. And then I looked away, so I don't even see it hit 23. I knew it probably exceeded what I got out at, but I have no regrets. And as you can see, there was one more opportunity to get out around the same price if you wanted to be really risky. But yeah, that's why you don't hold those same day till expire all day, because not guarantee, 99% of them will expire worthless. Only the few that land in the money. So be careful out there. All right. All right. Looking good in the neighborhood. And I think my gosh darn screen froze again. All right, not much going on. Wow. Well, this, not the most entertaining thing at times. Be honest with you guys. Let's take a look at the markets, shall we? Jaguar Uranium. You guys got one day to get on it. And I know you want to get on it. We seen the mines. We licked them up. They're as good as rock. They look like mines. And you know what? The locals aren't happy about it. But hey, you could get in on this action. And we also took a look at, I think we missed it. Crap. I should start making a watch list just for these ones that we pull up. Eventually we're going to find one that exceeds in the long term, if we haven't already. Shoot, maybe it's still available. Jaguar Collective Holdings. Seahawk Recycling Holdings. Is that a joke? Seahawk Recycling. Alright, I'm from Washington, so Seahawks are my team. But what's this all about? I need to see the proclamation or whatever. Prospectus. Alright. No damn prospectus gets past us. Not if I can help it. 1 second while I get this prospectus ready. Uno momento, por favor. Prospectus incoming. Okay. Alright, here's the prospectus. We are going to thoroughly, and I mean thoroughly, analyze this. Seahawk Recycling Holding Inc. out of New York. That's just so weird. I mean, that's not like it's not like an animal. It's not like there's real Seahawks. That name was created for the team. Maybe they're an ex-Seahawk player. I don't know. British Virgin Islands. Oh, come on. Not again. I thought that said Galapagos Road for a second. This is weird. Seems a little sketchy, right? It's even a hawk logo. What's up? Now, fun fact for you guys. I'm pretty sure it's true unless it's just a made up family story. My grandma's friend named the Seahawks because there was a contest and fans like sent in ideas. I don't know. That's the word on the street. I'm not getting much out of this prospectus summary. The following summary is qualified in its entirety by and should be read in conjunction with the more detailed information and financial statements included elsewhere in this prospectus. Headquartered in Tokyo, Japan, we are an international recycling company dedicated to advancing suitable material solutions across East Asia and Southeast Asia as a committed advocate for environmental sustainability. Okay. So they're a Japanese company? I'm all for Japanese businesses. I mean, I've been a fan of Pokemon cards since I was, 8 years old? Back in 1998. Okay, I still got my cards. Started collecting them again recently with my kids. So, huge fan of Japanese business. But I'm not a fan of when foreign companies will just kind of use a name that is already popular, like the Seahawks, or a business that already exists, and just put enough of a spin on it to kind of make themselves stand out more. I don't know. Because, I mean, that's the only reason we're here, right? It said Seahawk. Caught my eye. But I was like, that's weird. Is that an old Seahawk? That'd be kind of cool. You know, if an ex-Seahawk started a recycle business and it was like a local thing that he was doing and growing, that would be much cooler to me, personally. So I find it odd. I don't know. I don't know how you guys feel about that. Maybe I should cut this because clip it. But I don't know. It's kind of a weird thing. Maybe I'm way out of line. I have no freaking clue. But all I'm saying, this company is Seahawk Recycling, and they're headquartered in Tokyo, Japan. What are we doing? I'm confused. We're an international recycling company dedicated to advancing sustainable material solutions across East Asia and Southeast Asia. It's not even in the United States. As a committed advocate for environmental sustainability, excuse me, we have devoted ourselves to promoting the development of a low-carbon and zero-waste global green circular economy by engaging in the trading of recyclable resources such as waste paper and scrap metal. So they're just trading recyclable resources. Waste paper recycling and scrap metal. Go Hawks. But seriously, go Hawks. All right, we're this close to the Super Bowl. This close. We can do it! Under our waste paper recycling business, we operate across both the domestic Japanese and international markets. Okay, now we're talking. By trading... Actually, they probably aren't talking about the United States. That's the rest of Asia. By trading two main categories, waste paper and paper pulp. Source waste papers from collection companies in Japan and supply them to recycled pulp mills. What does this have to do with the Seahawks? Damn it. We also conduct cross-border transactions under our waste paper recycling business by procuring waste paper from suppliers in the U.S. And arranging from direct shipments to pulp mills or paper manufacturers in Malaysia. This model exemplifies our ability to execute seamless global logistics operations and supply chain coordination. I have a very strong supply chain background. That's what I did. During the fiscal years ended March 31st, 2025 and 24, we generated 1.9 and 102,000 from sale of waste papers that we sourced from suppliers in the U.S. Maybe the Seahawks were their biggest supplier of waste papers, and that was their inspiration. Or maybe they are. Which accounted for 2.9% The revenue. Maybe. If their one supplier is, that would mean they have a lot of suppliers if their biggest one is 2.9% of their revenue. I don't know. I don't know. How much do I even really care? I don't really care. You know? As long as everyone's being honest and ethical, which that's the real struggle these days, to find good companies. But I just, starting off, you know, naming it Seahawk Recycling Inc. What's next? Patriots Recycling Holding? 49ers Recycling Holdings? The Raiders Recycling Holdings? Now, a good one might be the Browns Recycling Holdings. I don't know. I bet there's one of the teams probably sounds the best. You guys let me know. Which football team would sound the best with Recycling Holdings Inc. after it? This is strange. But anyways, if you want to get in on that action, you can. Right here. Go ahead and apply. Between $4 and $6 a share, and they're offering $2 million. So, well, you could get 1 million shares. That could be you. Buy a chunk of Seahawk Recycling Holding. That's strange. Okay. Enough of that. So that's the latest and greatest. Nothing really going on, to be honest. Pretty slow. Pretty slow. And it is cold out here. Baby, it's cold outside. 56.5. It's too cold. Just too cold. Oh, I think it makes me tired. Man. My screen keeps freezing. Of course. So, we are watching SPY. And you know what we need to do while we're here? While we're all gathered around the charts. We need to reanalyze this. Time to reanalyze. We have broken the wedge. I repeat, we have broken the wedge. We're out of it. And add support. Let's just start fresh, shall we? You know, I'm just going to leave it as is. Let's look at the daily chart real quick and see how these moving averages line up. So if you... that's the old one, geez. You can see here the 200 moving average on the daily is all the way down to 642. And we just broke the 50, basically gap from the 21 and blew past the 50. So, hey, there is a small chance we come back to the 200 moving average tomorrow. But that would be a lot of panic selling. We've seen worse. We have seen worse. But I definitely wouldn't count on it. And 2, 3, I mean, I'm kind of tempted still. 12 minutes left in the day. See how the news is looking. Listen to the news.
www.politics/democratic-senators-demand-records-on-pal-probe-75-ad7D99.
That's not reading anything to me. I would like something red though. That would be nice. Help me out. Nothing. Nothing. What? These are all just links. Bring me down here. NASDAQ. New year, same story. Geopolitics. Like I said, that's pretty much that sums it all up. Geopolitics is the reason the market's down. Why letter L is the biggest risk for covered call ETF income? Thanks, Seeking Alpha. President Trump says we've taken 50 million barrels of oil out of Venezuela. Well, gas does not go down in my state. Washington is rough. I know there's worse places, but we're up there. We're up there. Look it up. Look it up. Gas is like between 350 to 4 to even more in some areas. That's like rural. See what the screener's up to, shall we? Yule. It's a Soldier Boy of stocks right here. Yule Life Group. Having a nice day. Does not look promising. E. Oh, man. I swear the coldness just makes me tired. My body's shutting down. Shutting down. Alright, IVF. I was looking at it this morning, and it's just selling off. Seg Lottery Com. Intel. Looking good. At resistance. You know, I don't think I really have this in a watch list. Hey, get out of here. Get out of here. It's not quite one of the big dogs, but it is kind of a big dog. If you know what I'm saying. Can view. Wow. Just bouncing off support. Barcoding for the rest of the day. Nothing really happening. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Pretty uneventful. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I am pretty tired though, so. Apple having a really bad day. Holy cow, it's fallen far from the tree. Way far from the tree. Tesla coming back down to some previous support levels I drew. All in all, though, of course, the market just kind of pulling itself down. Bloom Energy looks to be the reason IWM was outperforming this morning. NVDA, not looking good. Not looking good. Well, where's it at from at ties? Not too bad. I mean, 212 being as high. Alright. Yeah, not too bad. So again, SPY tomorrow. We'll watch for support to hold. Let's zoom back in. Watch for this level to hold. 670, 650-ish. And then watch for it to kind of chop around while it heads down to 675 to 673. And then once we hit 673, I think we could see a pretty fast move to 670. So that's basically what I'd be watching for on SPY to the downside. And then moving back up, just watch for resistance around 680.50 and really 685. It's going to happen first, so around there. Doesn't have to be perfect, but it's going to be around there. So this helps you if you're not super locked in, or sometimes you're a little bit too zoomed in and you just, it helps you keep perspective as to where you are on the chart, no matter what time frame you're kind of on. As far as the horizontals go, if you're looking at the ones that are diagonal, those move with the time frame, so careful with that. Zooming out a little bit more just to take a look at it. Not looking good. It looks like we are headed downtown, so we'll see how it plays out. I'm gonna wrap the stream up right there for the day, though. Thank you guys so much for being here, and I hope you stay happy and healthy. If you have any questions, please drop them down below. I'll be happy to help. I'll see you tomorrow.